How to Overcome Restlessness, posted on February 28, 2012. Restlessness is an indication that your brain is on an overdrive and that it has gained a lot of undue momentum. This happens when you lose touch with the space of being and get totally lost in the restless preoccupation of the brain. In this society where being stressed out is considered normal, people may not even realize that they are being restless and may feel that it's part of being alive. Being restless causes you to lose touch with your inner guidance and disrupts the harmonious flow of energy in your body. One of the main reasons for this restlessness is the tendency to want to avoid the reality of the ordinariness of life. A brain that is yet to come to terms with the ordinariness of life is always viewing life from the lens of delusion. It's always rooted in some idea of extraordinariness and hence keeps feeling a sense of lack. It's always greedy for the next thing, craving for some dramatic experience all the time. When people get tired of their material achievements, they flock over to spirituality in the hope of getting that coveted experience or the high that their brain keeps searching for. Spirituality can then become another means for the brain to look for extraordinary states or experiences. And yet the feeling of connection that you're looking for comes in when you let go of the need to wait for an experience and are willing to connect with the silent space of your being. You can use your awareness to really look at this physical realm in all its depths. If you are authentic in your looking, you will always find a deep ordinariness in everything. The experiences can appear to be extraordinary, but it's just an appearance on the surface. All experiences eventually fade away back into a space of silence. Can you sense that silence is always ordinary and yet is beautiful in its calmness and depth? Why is the brain afraid of the ordinary? You can see restless behavior in people who are holding on to deluded ideas about life, where they are waiting for that perfect something to happen which they think will complete them. You can do a lot of things in this world and be creative to the best of your ability. But if your energy is rooted in a sense of being incomplete or not good enough, where you have focused on the outside as a means to achieve some sense of completeness within, which you lack within, you will always find yourself to be restless with no real stability in your being. When you are totally lost in the brain's perspective, you are always rooted in a sense of lack. Achievements are fine and are a part of physical living, but don't be deluded that they can compensate for your sense of inner lack, because that mindset is at the root of all disappointments and letdowns. Live to your potential, engage in activities that you like, share your life through a relationship, but don't expect any of these outside pursuits to fill the lack that you feel within, because the outside can never fill the emptiness that you feel inside. Of course, it can give you a delusion of doing so for a few moments, and this delusion is what keeps people chasing relentlessly and restlessly for that outside perfection. When you hang your expectations of fulfillment on the outside, it always leaves you disappointed. Restlessness manifests out of inner lack. Inner lack and restlessness go together. Restlessness can manifest as overexcitement, overzealousness, hyperactivity, frustration, irritation, and imbalanced passion. A restless person always feels imbalanced and hopes to rectify this imbalance by fixing the outside in some manner. At the bottom of this restlessness is the delusion that something needs to happen on the outside before you can reach stability. For example, you can see how a really passionate relationship, which you thought was the best thing to ever happen to you, fizzles away in a few months' time. How that prestigious job, which gave you a huge sense of importance, turns into a stressful nightmare in a year. How that vacation you were so obsessed about leaves you feeling blue once you return. An aware brain can immediately see through its delusions, while an unaware one keeps on chasing its delusions rooted in restlessness and frustration. Interlacing the space of being with the brain. When your brain is rooted in surface-level perception, all it really cares about is, what can I achieve to feel good? The underlying energy of such a thought is, I feel dissatisfied with what is, but when I achieve XYZ, I will be fulfilled. But this mindset in itself keeps you rooted in a sense of craving and keeps you from ever getting to that place of inner wholeness because your whole focus is on the lack-oriented brain. Dissatisfaction is what the brain is always rooted in. It has the attitude that something on the outside will make it whole, which keeps it in a restless seeking. The brain is mostly just rooted in its focus on the outside to fulfill it, and if you are totally lost in the brain, you not only take over its vibration, but fuel this restless momentum into an overdrive. The brain has its place and its desires, preferences, and requirements have a value. But when you are lost in the brain, you have no connection with the wholeness of your being, which is always here. This causes you to become imbalanced. There has to be a balance between the brain's craving and the stability of your being. It's not about suppressing the brain. It's not about saying that the brain's desires are not important or to let go of your aspirations or vision, because all of this can become another strategy of the brain, what I call spiritual deception. What's needed is to bring a balance to the brain's movement by finding connection with your space of being. The restlessness of the brain can only find a balance when it's interlaced with the calm of your being. Connecting with your space of being. The space of being is ordinary because it's like silence, but it's an alive silence. It has intelligence, it has wisdom, and it's always whole. The space of the brain is noise. It can have a lot of diluted expectations, imaginations, and extraordinary perceptions, and hence is restless. When you interlace the space of being with the space of the brain, what you get is a balanced physical movement. This is how the non-physical part of you, the space of life energy, combines with the physical part of you as this body-mind. This combination brings an end to the movement of restlessness and allows for a movement of harmony. In this place of balance, there is no restless preoccupation with the outside. Rather, you are engaged with the outside as a means of living your potential, your natural expression, not as a means of finding a sense of self through some achievements.